Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup. It's me, Chris Faithful, your boy. I'm here with the building with Deuce, Reg, and Kev RL. Say what's up to everyone who's checking in and listening in to us this episode, guys.
What's up, everybody? Fans back.
Hey, what it do? What it do?
Cool. And if this is your first time rocking with us, this is a place where we talk about sports, current events, and everything else in between through the lens of black culture. Now, again, man, if this is your first time rocking with us, man, please hit the subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend, hit the like, hit us with the 5 stars. If you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, we're all over any place you get your podcast. You're also on here on YouTube. So again, all the links and stuff in the description is on our homepage. Please go and check them out. Leave a comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Again, we're here every Tuesday to drop a new round of knowledge on you guys. And also, man, check out the Discord. The Discord is a place, kind of community place where you can come in, say your thoughts, do a little bit of banter, see us, engage with us, and things like that. So, again, man, we're all over the place. Man, we're just trying to grow. And with your help, by doing those simple things, will help us get there. So,
hey Chris, what's up with that jersey, man?
You know what, man? I just came back. You know, Lambeau was pretty cold. You know, so I came back from Lambeau with a W, and like I said, I'm still a little cold, still a little frigid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm finally coming down off the adrenaline from us winning and putting down those Packers. So, any other questions that you have before we get started?
Well, the lies, bruh.
Okay, hey man, Lambeau's cold. It felt like 0 degrees out there. That's what it did. That's what it did. That's what
the TV told me too, but I guess he was there.
Yeah, supposedly so.
Some people call it immersion, man. And maybe I had the VR, the 3D ESPN. So I don't know, but like I said, this is just me, showing how faithful I am to the 49ers. So
to the core, man. Hey, show them your shopping bag, bro.
Yeah. What was the purchase date?
Yeah.
You might as well put it up.
You know what? I don't.
Put it up.
Hey, show them the paper.
Why am I pulling out things to prove to people that I'm a faithful man? People who know me know I'm a faithful man. I've always been a 49er.
You're wearing the jersey, right?
I mean, I'm wearing a jersey. I got an extra one here for me. You know what I'm saying?
He just believe in sustainability because he got a paper tote bag. I ain't never seen it before.
I mean,
Hey, Red, how you came into the frame?
Are you done? Cool.
I was like, you must have a big mess over there by your desk, man. All that paper.
No, man. I only have one bag. I reuse it because I'm responsible. I'm environmentally conscious. So
You take a lot of trips to the store, bro.
I do.
No creases on. There was no creases on that bag.
No, they got some creases in it. It has some creases in it. It has creases in it. You know what I'm saying?
As a souvenir.
When I'm done with it, I fold it back. Bam. And it's bam.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Don't knock my reusability. I know how to refold bags. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay.
Oh man.
I ain't seen no Miami Heat. I ain't seen no Miami Heat bag. I ain't seen no Alabama bag. So are you guys supporting your team? That's a real question.
I don't buy the bags, but I do got my Heat jersey.
You say you don't buy the bags.
You the biggest bag fan out here. I'm gonna give you that. You won that title.
Alabama, man, we used to winning, man, so we don't need brown bags to cover our faces with, bro.
Wow. Okay. All right, man. Shout out to Georgia. Just want to put it out there.
Hey, we gotta spread the love, man.
No reason at all. Just shout out to Georgia. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta have singers to play, bro. We can't kill them all.
Okay.
Can't kill them all.
All right, cool. You sound like Bill Belichick right now. So let's move on, man, to the AFC, man. Look, hey, yo, I'll just give the props to all the teams that participated. All the games were really great, man. Probably some of the best football that I've seen from a divisional standpoint across the board. We just had a lot of teams going at it, man, looking hungry, trying to win. And so yeah, we're just gonna break it down for you guys, man, and just talk about our feedbacks and then our predictions, man. So let's start off with the AFC, man. The Chiefs and the Bills. Oh man, this thing came down to a big shootout, man. I mean, two of the quarterback heavyweights was just slinging it, and I mean, they were. It was a display of elite football from an offensive standpoint, man. Josh Allen was throwing TDs. Pat Mahomes was throwing TDs. I mean, 13 seconds left. You thinking, man, all right, man, Josh Allen got in the bag. And then you see Pat Mahomes come down and just go down the field in 13 seconds just to get them to tie the game up. And it only took a coin toss. And people said, hey, man, whichever quarterback had the last possession was going to be the one to win. And Josh Allen left too much time on the clock for Pat Mahomes, and only took that and a coin toss for them to just go ahead and seal the deal. Pat Mahomes went down, and I mean, just sliced up the Bills. They were already tired. The defense was already tired, but nonetheless, Pat Mahomes executed and didn't even give Josh Allen a chance. So the Chiefs, man, walk away from Kansas City with the win, and their fourth straight AFC visit. So reactions, Reg. I'll let you kick this off.
I really enjoyed that game. I think that's everything that you hope for in a football game. Two teams playing at a high level. There was, obviously there's going to be some mistakes and people will capitalize on it, but just each quarterback making a big play after big play. I think both quarterbacks led each of their respective teams in rushing. That was a big deal. Mm-hmm. And then also just those plays, man. Like I said, like Hill getting that catch, and I swear, right before I said, I feel like it's going to be a touchdown on this play. Hill made that catch, hit everybody with the peace sign, but I was like, it looks like there's a lot of time on this clock, man. This could go either way. And here they go, and Josh Allen coming in, looking like, how Patty Mahomes is looking in his, his first few playoff runs. Like, seems like every time they need to make a play, he makes one. And they came back, they got a touchdown of their own. But, you never cut out Patty Mahomes, the last 13 seconds, like you said. Got them a field goal, took them to overtime, and, sealed the deal. It was a great game, and I'd love to see something like that again.
Cool. Deuce, man, what you got?
Hey, now it's talking. You guys remember Chi, right? He had a guest spot in here a while back. So talking to Chi, and Chi, he does some betting on games, and he said it's an interesting fact. Whichever team scores first, whichever team scores in the opening drive in the third quarter, typically wins the game. All right. So Kansas City opened up second half, scored with a field goal, and as we all remember, the Bills. I don't know what happened to them, man. They made that odd decision to punt on 4th and 1. You remember that? And that was the opening drive in the third. Statistics say KC was going to win the game from that point forward. They won narrow, 13 seconds, like you talked about before. But it was pretty interesting. I got to look at the rest of the games to see if that breakout holds true. But when I was looking at that KC game and I thought about that, I was like, that stat's going to break tonight. Because it's 13 seconds left. Allen just got it in the bag. Right. Mahomes and the Chiefs came through like the McBurglar. Stole the bag, stole the game. So this is a good one. Like you said, this is the best game of a very action-packed weekend, man. I loved it. It was good for the fans. KC, Mahomes was trying to avenge that terrible by his standard Super Bowl performance last year. I'm looking forward to his march towards the Super Bowl, bro. I loved it. And the Bills, listen, the Bills owe us nothing. Nobody saw them making it this far at the beginning of the season, and they just came through. Who wants to go play in Buffalo? Nobody. And the way they were able to galvanize the players, man, and make that march and that defense, listen, the Bills owe us nothing, man. Good job.
Cool. All right, Ken, man, what you got?
It was a good job at the Bills. But Chris, I remember you talking about the Bills last year, and they were making a little bit of a noise, a little bit of a headway. Yeah. I don't know if it was a big surprise that they came back, but yeah, man. Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes, it was like offense. I feel like on Saturday it was all like defense, had low scoring games. Then they brought us on Sunday, and it was just like, Action. Yeah, exactly. Except for Tom Brady, but we'll talk about that. But that 13 seconds, man, it reminded me of that quote. Can't remember who said it, but he says, "No one knows enough to be a pessimist." And I saw those 13 seconds, and I'm like, I saw Pat Mahomes on the sideline. I looked at his face. He wasn't bothered. When I saw that, I wasn't bothered. I was like, all right, he's not bothered. I'm not bothered. Anyone's bothered? Like, nah, no one's bothered. Let's go ahead. Let's play. This is what we do. Yeah. They did what they do. 2 plays, field goal range. It was shocking, but not shocking. I was just like, it was great to see. It was great to see, but it was one of those things where you never count them out. So I love these kind of moments where they just make us rethink what we think we know about sports, timing, and all these other things, including those stats that you just mentioned. Those stats make me laugh all the time because I'm like, okay, so if I just don't play for the first quarter, don't play for the second, but make sure I can win the first and score, I win the game. I highly doubt it. Correlation and equal to causation all the time, but these guys did what they had to do out there. Nobody left anything out in the field. I think it was all out there. We a good show for us, and I was entertained.
Yeah, man, this is a very interesting. If you look at the stats, the stats are very, very identical. Like 329 yards, 378 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, and I mean, you know, that 2 sacks. They both took 2 sacks. They both teams, you know, dropped the ball once, you know, with a fumble or whatever, and it wasn't recovered or whatever, so they retained possession. Both of them have about 60 yards rushing from their quarterbacks, 60 yards rushing from someone else, David Singletary or Clyde Edwards. So it's just really interesting. Like everything across the line seems so even, and just to see it go into overtime, just off of that. I mean, and shout out to the kickers, man. I mean, we talk about kickers a little bit later, but like shout out to the kickers because I mean they came through in the clutch too. Like they've been put in some dire situations where it's like if you don't make this, you know we may not rehire you.
Wow, I feel it's funny you said that because the whole reason I felt like Kansas City was in that situation because their kicker had missed a field goal and an extra point.
You're right, and he did miss. But you know what? At the time, in the context at the time, it was not like, oh my gosh, like now it makes us more difficult.
They were up.
Yeah. So I saw it and I was just like, you missed a field goal. Okay, well, like, versus like, oh crap, you missed a field goal. Now we got to go back down and, you know, get a touchdown because now we, you know, it just didn't change too much of the scope. But I mean, it's just kind of interesting, man, how like the stats are so close. I mean, like I said, Josh Allen, the defense on both sides. Honestly, man, without Tyrann Mathieu, he went out with a concussion. You know,
I saw that was tough.
And it took a while for Buffalo to attack the replacement. But when they finally did, Gabriel Davis was able to go over the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Gabriel Davis, he had like 4 touchdowns. He was killing. Like if he was in the fantasy, if there was a fantasy season, the dude would have had like about 55 points. He probably would have single-handedly beat that fantasy team, the opposing team, by himself. So, but like I said, they all came through in the clutch. Travis Kelce came through in the clutch.
Kelce showed up, man.
So
Kelce showed up big time.
I would say one disappointing spot was I thought Stephon Diggs. He only had 3 receptions, 7 yards.
Yeah, I did notice that, and I mean, again, I don't know why. Maybe they were double teaming him, but that gave opportunities for Gabriel Davis to be open. And I mean, you know, so
he was open.
Exactly. Yeah. So
he got the last 2 touchdowns for them, right?
He got all the touchdowns for them.
Oh, damn.
He got all 4 of the touchdowns for him. So, you know, I can't knock it because, you know, if I can understand if no one was catching the ball. And Stephon Diggs was also not catching the ball, but in this case, it seemed like other people were open, so that's who was getting the ball. And
I mean, Diggs got some catches though.
He got 3 catches, but it was only for like 7 yards or so it wasn't that much, but it was enough to probably keep the defense honest. You know what I mean? So he didn't take himself out of the game, but you know, Emmanuel Sanders had 1 catch. Cole Beasley had 6 catches. A lot of them probably like in the slot. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you know, like I said, it was a great game overall. On the offensive side, was probably one of the more exciting games of the weekend. So, anything else y'all want to say on that before we move on to to the other side of the AFC matchup?
Yeah, big thing.
Yeah, I'll hold my question because it's gonna be what's your pick for the next game. But let's talk about the next one first.
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking.
What about this big thing with this the rule and this overtime rule?
Oh, the overtime. So
yeah,
what happened?
Like just the rule itself. A lot of people are kicking up a storm right now because it's like we saw these great quarterbacks going at it, and it's like Josh Allen never got a turn. You know what I mean? Which is the rules, but we're asking ourselves: is that the best show of competition?
College football has an answer for it, man. I like college football overtime rules. I think NFL, it's past time for them to adopt that. You score, you gotta go for 2, mandatory, and then the other team gets to respond. That's only fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so in college, if you go for 2 and get the 2-point conversion, then you win.
No. The other team still gets a chance to respond. It's just more difficult to score.
Oh,
you get the 6, then you have to go for the 2, then the other team gets a chance.
But what if you don't get the 2?
The other team still gets a chance.
But if you get the 2, then the game's over.
No.
Then what's the point?
So basically what it is it allows for both offense and defense to basically have to earn a win for you. So in the instance of what happened with this case, Kansas City was able to get a touchdown, so the game is over. Josh Allen never had a chance to step on the field. In college, what would happen if they were both in college is Kansas City would have scored, and whatever the 2-point conversion, whether they make it or not, doesn't matter. But then Josh Allen's team would also have to have an opportunity to score. Now, if you don't score, you just lose because you had an opportunity to respond. But if you do score and you tie it up, then the game it just keeps going in that rhythm until someone breaks it with not scoring.
And that 2-point conversion, it increases the difficulty of scoring.
Yeah.
As opposed to just lining up and kicking sometimes a free point. As we've seen, it's not always a free point. But,
And I've seen some college football games where it'd be 5 instances of because they're both going down.
So let me ask y'all a question. Were any of you guys here on this call, were any of y'all were upset with it? Feeling man, I wish they had a shot.
I thought we got cheated because I wasn't rooting for either team or the other, but it was a great game for the fans, right? And NFL, at the end of the day, is entertainment. And this is an amazing game. It was a classic playoff. And the fact that they cheated us on that's what I don't like, right? And they cheated the Bills out of it. Allen, come on, man. The Bills going home, not even having a chance to respond, that's not right. That's not competition.
Yes, I would say it's not competition, but it is the rules. So I wouldn't say they got cheated out of it.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that y'all even brought it up because, for me, I guess I just gotten so used to it. It was just okay, let's see if they can get a stop, and if they don't, you know what happens when you don't get that coin toss, and if you don't get a stop, you already know what time it is. It's just like basketball. When that 0 hits the buzzer. If you ain't get the shot up in time, it's a wrap. There's no response. That's just the way the game goes.
I see your point, but in basketball, there's 5 players playing offense and defense, right?
Yeah.
Switch, boom, boom. Football, it's a complete sport. So half of your team doesn't even get to put the big toe on.
And a lot of things could go wrong. Somebody could slip, how one of those touchdowns happens. Anything could happen on the field. But in my mind, I just wasn't anticipating. Well, now you have to respond. I already knew what was at stake. That kind of builds into the drama. Just like how a lot of people kind of enjoy football's playoffs because of sometimes the underdog can upset a lot easier because it's not a 7-game series. You know what I mean? It's kind of that, okay, this is the moment. That even though the better team might have had one bad game, it's still going home. There's no best out of 3 or best out of 5. That's the same way I see overtime. There's not always a chance to respawn, and that kind of adds to the spice of the playoffs.
I would say it breaks the format, though, because each quarter is how many points you score in that time frame, right? Time frame. You have 4 of those. And then you go into overtime, and all of a sudden you change up the structure. It's not about time. It's about whoever scores first, then it's done.
As a non-football watcher, someone who just watches it casually, this is the most confusing overtime in any sport.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It just really doesn't make sense from watching every other sport. This is one of the weirdest overtime rules I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
I guess I always just seen it kind of sudden death. I don't really see it as an overtime. It's just like,
It's
all right,
not sudden death.
whoever put it's kind of sudden death. Just be with the caveat with the field goal. Just because of the caveat of the field goal. Well, sudden death in the terms of the first one to put points up is an advantage, and you probably won it if you can get points up.
Yeah. To be fair, it used to be worse because it could have been. It could be one overtime, could be one with just one field goal with no opportunity to reciprocate or to respond.
Then they added the whole okay if it's a touchdown.
Yeah.
Before it was truly sudden death. If you put points up, you won. That was it.
Yeah. But I think also part of the reason why they don't really want to adopt college football rules so much is because of the health of the players. Maybe that's a healthy safety thing because that I don't know. Like that's my guess. That's my guess.
Also, time and schedule, man, too.
That too. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. But it'll be a great talking point for the off season if they want to revisit it again. Because I mean, obviously, like Deuce is saying, everyone wanted to continue to see the battle, and one person didn't even get a chance to throw a punch. You know what I'm saying? So.
It can end up like the slam dunk contest.
That's crazy, man. I can't imagine sitting on the sideline and just watch my season just go on the drain where I had no option to help.
Yeah. So the point of the story, man, don't go into overtime. Don't leave 13 seconds on the clock.
Don't leave 13 seconds on the clock.
Bro, 13 seconds. You're supposed to be Gucci.
I think even with regards to that, I forgot I was gonna say this when Kev was talking. It's just like I felt like the Bills did what they were supposed to do, is make sure nobody goes over the top and they'll give up the touchdown. Like if they get the field goal, like you obviously want a big stop that takes them out of field goal positioning, but you'll settle for the field goal. You really don't want to lose this game with the touchdown.
Yeah, you really
Yeah.
But
No, the defense was solid. You're right on that play. Yeah, that drive.
Solid without being too aggressive where you're gonna give up a big play.
Yeah.
And like a defense in another game that we'll talk about later, where they were aggressive and blew the whole chance.
I don't know who you're talking about. Let's move on to the Bengals and Titans, though, man. This was a very nip and tuck game. Like I said, it was very slow. Tennessee's their defense was on point the whole game. They had Burrow's number. They were just putting him to sleep. But he kept waking up. And then he'll throw a pass to Jamar Chase. And then he'll throw a pass to T. Higgins. And then, he'll move the ball a little bit. But I mean, it was a lot of ebb and flow. They really couldn't get much of a rhythm. It was 9-6 by halftime. That's how low scoring the game was. And, again, it came down to the final score, the final series of plays. Joe Burrow had the ball last. They was able to get them to field goal range. And, Eric McPherson, rookie, came through and knocked it down, sealed the deal. Bengals going to, the conference championship for the first time in a long time. And this is the first time any quarterback outside of Donovan McNabb to get sacked for 8 or more times and still win the game. Ryan Tannehill played putrid. Like, threw an interception.
3.
In the first play of the game and the last play of the game. Like, that is...
Hey, start how you finish, baby.
Yeah.
Start how you finish.
Consistency. So,
we do defensive drills?
Oh, man. So, I mean, the running game wasn't that great on either side. Derrick Henry, he played. He had 20 carries. He had 60 yards. That's about it, Actually, he did have a touchdown as well. Joe Mixon, he had about 55 yards or whatever. So, running game wasn't that great. So, defense on both sides was just very effective. The only difference in this case was Joe Burrow. Joe Cool, Joe Smooth. So, what did you guys get from this? I'll start with you,
Golden Toe McPherson, bro. Like, that dude is he's consistency. 4 field goals. You say he's a rookie?
Yeah.
Nerves of steel, bro.
Yeah.
Consistency. And Burrow, call him Rocky Balboa, bro. Because like you said, he kept getting beat up, knocked out, laid out, and he just kept coming back. No, better yet, Michael Myers. Keep coming back, man. It was amazing. What the Bengals did, they showed a lot of heart to get through this. I think this is a case of the underdog won, right? I don't know what the Vegas lines were for this, but watching the game, the Bengals did not seem like the superior team in this, right? But they got through. And we're 2 for 2 on that third quarter thing, man, because coming into the third quarter, the Bengals scored in the opening drive. Then they intercepted the Titans in the opening drive. We're 2 for 2. I don't know the rest. I'm looking them up as we go, but there might be something to this rule. Maybe Kev, you're right. Maybe there's like a condition that needs to stay if the game is close or tied. Whoever wins the opening drive, right? Whoever scores. So
let's see. But I might be onto something.
We'll see.
You might get the fans a little tip there.
Hey, Vegas, don't come looking for you.
I don't know, man. Have to come looking for you, man. Get paid in the process.
Hey, yo, y'all.
We telling nobody to do anything though at the same time.
Yeah, we ain't telling this. Hey, whatever they want to do, man. But if y'all want in Vegas, y'all need to look for me. I just got a new condo. I'll email y'all my address.
You gonna get that Draft Emperor sponsorship? I ain't gonna say the real name. I know what it is. I ain't gonna say the real name until we get that check. I ain't crazy.
Said Draft Monarchs. Oh man. All right, Kev, man, what you got, man? What did you see on this game?
Man, I actually didn't get to watch this one. I only got to see a little bit of the highlights and stuff, and I heard that Titans were the #1 team, so I thought they were gonna hold it down. Bengals, I didn't hear much of them throughout the season, so I wasn't really expecting much in this game. But unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to sit down and watch it in detail, man. But it is what it is. #1 seed gone down. Underdogs did their thing. I'm happy to see a new blood in the mix. Going forward, though, which we're going to talk about next, I don't know how much further they're going to go.
Okay. All right. Rest, man. Did you pick anything from this?
I also didn't watch the game, but I did catch how they played against the Raiders, and I was like, okay, like it looks like they got a little momentum going in here. Sure, it wasn't an easy win, but they pulled it through. It also kind of rewound the tapes in my head to this conversation we were talking about, like, if you don't really pay attention and watch this team, you might get floated that message that, Tannehill may not be great, but he's a game manager. And again, you were talking about his turnover. 3 interceptions? That's ridiculous. That's not winning football.
Yeah.
So that stuck out as a sore thumb as I was watching what happened and why the game went the way it went. Surprised that, Derrick Henry was, one of the greatest running backs, didn't find a way to get active, get going. Credit to the defense, like you said, but Ryan, once you make it a throwing game, I'll take Burrows over Tannehill. That's what it really would have came down to.
Yeah, exactly. And with all being said, at the end of the day, you don't run Tannehill. I don't know how he got that contract. I know how he got the contract because Derrick Henry got him that contract. But for some reason, the higher ups decided to give the money to the wrong person. Maybe that was a typo. But at the end of the day, I watched this game. Like I said, there was some good throws. AJ Brown obviously caught that one-handed catch, like in the cup, in the end zone. It was a good catch. I don't know if it was a good. I guess you could say it was a good throw, but it was a better catch. I would just say that it was a better catch. But AJ Brown played his butt off, man. Jamar Chase played his butt off as well. T. Higgins, Julio Jones even did well. But at the end of the day, because the defenses stepped up and they did their job, and the running game wasn't getting off, it came to the hands of who was throwing the ball, and Joe Burrow was just slinging it. And he wasn't he had one interception, but he wasn't really turning the ball over like that.
Yeah.
And he put his team in a position to win. Like, he was never just phased. He just kept getting back up. I mean, if I got hit 9 times, I probably would have quit. I probably would have been like Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
But nah, man. He stayed in the thick of the woods, man, and he just kept finding his receivers. and you know, at the end of the day, that's that's a good young core. And they got hot late in the season, like you
They
said.
did, because this is his first year back from injury.
Yep.
So it was, like you said, they were cold in the beginning. My question is, man, we talked about Derrick Henry. This dude is just coming back from injury, right? Nursing the injury. We see what's happening to Klay Thompson coming back. It takes a while to get back healthy, right? Foreman had a high average, but they gave Henry 20 attempts. The injured back coming back, right? And only gave Foreman 4. But he maximized those 4 attempts. I don't understand, because the game, it wasn't a blowout. They can still ran the ball, so why not give the bulk to Foreman?
Hot hand. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish I could tell you. Cause I kept saying, I'm like, man, this guy is he's getting like 8 to 10 yards.
He's healthy, and he's a beast.
Yeah, I agree. I think they probably rushed back Derrick Henry on this one.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they because I've seen them do it before with what's that guy's name? He played for the Rams when they went to the Super Bowl.
Ball.
No. The one.
Oh, Gurley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Todd Gurley, and he was nursing the injury, and they put him on the active roster. But I mean, I get it, like, because you want them to kind of game plan for the run in the event that he plays. And I think that's what they were trying to do, but then they actually did it, and I'm just like, but the dude he's not ready yet. Like, he should have got the 6 carries, and the other person should have got 15, 16 carries. Weird, so.
I mean, I kind of get I don't understand why they gave up on the run game if he had the hot hand, but I do kind of understand, you know, the mentality is like, even if it's Jordan playing hurt, it's still Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, they probably just had that mind. This is the guy that, you know, has been tried and tested, and he's probably been playing through hurt, injury, and all kind of stuff, and been producing all season. Like, give it to Marshawn. Like, you know, it might be that mentality. Why they kept going to him. Once they saw it wasn't working and the other guy was having success, I don't understand why there wasn't a change of game plan and just
at halftime, right?
Yeah. Instead of just giving up on the run game completely, be like, okay, let's just keep beating the high end.
I don't think they gave up. It was just that they was, you know, trying to have a balanced attack, but the other half of that balance is trash.
20 to 4. 20 to 4.
The dude threw 24 times. I mean, you ran the ball 24 times. It was pretty balanced. But I get what you're saying. It's just, you know, at the end of the day, in order for you to have, like, you can start off with a good run game, but you also have to kind of the punch of them loading the box by passing over the top, playing some play action and things like that.
So,
and they didn't execute that. So
so I don't know,
and that's
man.
probably when they were able to stop Henry in the first place.
Yeah, that could have been. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. So, you know, but I do like this team. The Bengals, they're young. Jamar Chase is a rookie. Joe Burrow's second year. T. Higgins second year. Joe Mixon, he's a vet at this point. Like, I don't see why this team can't excel. I mean, you know,
the offensive line.
Maybe. But you know what? We've seen teams succeed without offensive lines. Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers.
And look at when
Russell won. Wait, hold on. When Russell won, did they have an offensive line?
They had a good offensive line.
They did.
Okay,
they did.
So and when they stopped having a good offensive line, you start winning. Like, I'm trying to figure out who started succeeding with no offensive line. You throw me off.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
I can't remember a quarterback dropping dimes always on his backside.
I mean, hey, Joe Burrow did it 9 times.
Yeah. The only one I can think of is, I feel like the Chiefs, that once, was it last season when like, I feel like they had a lot of injuries on their O-line.
The Super Bowl,
yeah
they were.
And Mahomes was injured.
But even then, he was succeeding. To me, like, he was throwing the ball where it needed to be. He was throwing all these weird passes, but they was hitting. But, you know, the receivers wasn't catching them. Yeah. But that would be the only example I saw somebody, you know, really be able to power through not having an O-line.
Yeah.
Because he's a mobile quarterback, but just so dynamic.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, no O-line, that's it. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Pass rush is gonna eat y'all
Holla.
alive.
I hear you, man. So I mean, that's cool though. Yeah, they can always improve. They have the draft. Go ahead and get you some good O-line members and stuff. But
You're right, because who's going to Cincinnati?
Hey,
this
who's going to Cleveland?
Oh my
You
god!
start getting enough talent, people go anywhere.
People go with LeBron was there. LeBron ain't
No,
playing.
I wasn't talking NBA. I'm talking about Cleveland Browns. Once they had that little, Odell's coming, like you started hearing, this person's coming. This
Who
quarterback.
came though?
No one came.
Yeah.
And
they
Odell got
'cause
traded.
The Giants don't want him anymore.
And Odell got
Yeah,
traded.
that was confusing to me. But we'll talk about. I guess we already passed the Rams. But what y'all thought about that? You
But the
skipped
Rams-
over it a little.
No, the Rams.
So Odell playing with the Rams. And,
Yeah, but we ain't got to the Rams yet. That's the NFC.
Oh my bad.
That's all good. That's all good, man. Let's talk about these predictions real quick, man. Bengals in Arrowhead against Kansas City, man. What's y'all predictions, man? Who you think, Kev? Who you think is gonna come out of this?
13-second phenom, man.
Hey,
Pat Mahomes.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
the dude shows, like, he already showed us his ability to persevere under tough conditions last year, although he lost, like Rez just mentioned. And we saw what he did this time. I just love the cool, calm, and collective attitude in which he had. I'm betting on that more than anything else. I know he has talent. He's already proven that. He's proven his grit. He's taking some hits, some sacks, and get right back up. So I'm betting on Patty.
plays with a lot of energy too.
Okay. Is this a consensus though? Is everyone going KC?
I'm not going against Vegas, man. Vegas has KC up 7.5, bro. And you're talking about a young team. They still got to earn their keep, man. They're a little ahead of schedule, and I'm happy. I'm proud of them. Like, I'm worried about Marv Lewis. He was there for like a whole century and couldn't get them into the playoffs, bro. So I know he's out here hurt, but I'm happy for them, man. They're gonna be back. I hope so, because I like the Bengals winning, man. The helmets are cool. So with that, I'm still going with KC, man. They're going to KC. They're going to Mahomes. That Chiefs defense is suspect, but they roll the dice, man. And as we've seen, Burrow is susceptible because of our O-line. So I think it's gonna be the Chiefs, man. I'm not going against Vegas.
Yeah, even with the Chiefs defense, I feel like their pass rushing is okay. It's just that secondary.
Yeah.
Especially with Matthew.
Yeah, but he'll be back. You know, it's just
He'll be back, yeah.
So you got KC too, Reg?
Oh yeah, I'm going with Casey.
That sounds so dumb, like, man. Can somebody just pick somebody
Can
else?
I look? I'm gonna go against the a la carte, man. Look, I'm gonna go with the hot hand. You know, I understand.
You going with the Bengals?
I'm going with the
The
Bengals.
The hot hand.
I'm going with the
Don't say the
hot
hot
hand.
hand.
Bengals.
13 seconds is the hot
Who-
hand.
I understand. I get it.
Who hand hotter than Patty?
I understand. I understand.
Nobody.
I'm going against the grain. This is a popular vote.
But don't go with the hot. Don't say you going with the hot. You saying the team got the
That's
hot
what we're
hand?
saying.
Joe
Or
Burrow.
you talking about the
is-
quarterback? You're saying Burrow
Joe
got the
Burrow
hot
is
hand.
kick
A hotter
is-
hand.
He has a hot hand, right? Like the team is
Hotter than Patty Mahomes. Though.
Look,
That's
bro.
what we talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You say
saying.
the hot
Patty
hand,
Mahomes is inferno.
it's a relative comparison. Like, are we saying they both got hot hands? Or are you saying
I'm
his
not-
13
hand
seconds, bro.
is a little bit hotter, a little bit crispier on the exterior?
I feel like
What's she trying to say?
I feel like the Bengals are the hotter team right now. Right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
hotter
listen.
team. Hotter team. Let's again let's make this different. Is it the hotter team or the hotter quarterback? I'll buy the
You said hotter
team
hand.
if that's what you're trying to say.
He said
No,
hot
the
hand.
hotter team. No. Look, Pat Mahomes is gonna do Pat Mahomes things. I don't ever doubt Pat Mahomes. Or
You are now.
I'm not doubting Pat Mahomes to play like Patrick Mahomes. Even when he played in the Super Bowl and he was almost on bending knee, throwing it and hitting folks in the face, and they were dropping the pass. I didn't blame them. I didn't blame him. I blamed everyone else around him.
Okay.
It's not Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes will never lose you a game. He's not even going to like keep it steady. If anything, he's always going to make the team better. It's not him. I just feel that Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, he's already breaking franchise. Or actually, I think he broke NFL records this year for a rookie. It's just, to me, it just seems like there's a lot of synergy going on in Cincinnati. They're playing in house money, and again, their offense. Joe Mixon didn't even play that well this game. So they have a good run. They have a good run attack. They have a good passing attack. They have a good defense. Yeah. I understand the status quo is Kansas City because we've seen them do it. They won a Super Bowl. They've been to Super Bowls twice. I get it, but like you said, the defense is suspect. And at the end of the day, you only need a chink in your armor to crumble. So, outside the O-line, which we've seen Joe Burrow still succeed in spite of, like they still are able to succeed. So, if that's your biggest thing that you had to overcome is a suspect O-line, then that can be easily quelled by doing screen passes, doing your run game, keeping people honest or whatever, keeping them off balance.
My thing is, who did Kansas City beat again?
They beat
Who's that team?
It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter who they beat.
Who was it?
It doesn't even matter.
Who did they beat?
It doesn't matter.
What's the name of the team?
Josh Allen didn't have a chance to counterpunch.
And Josh Allen, he plays for who?
He didn't have a chance to counterpunch.
He plays for who?
He didn't have a chance to counterpunch.
He plays for who? The Bills, right?
He plays.
And the Bills had like the number 1 ranked defense overall, bro. And you see what Patty Mayonnaise did to them, man.
Okay.
Hey, slip and slide all past that thing. So
so
if you can do that to the number 1 ranked defense, what the Bengals gonna? The Bengals? The Bengals.
Hold on. First of all, just because
Tigers and Bears.
Just because the Bills are number 1 ranked doesn't mean that they were the most efficient. I've seen them lay an egg plenty of times this current season. It's happened. They play really well against some teams, and then some other teams they just let them throw 45 points, and I'm just like, bruh, like, what are you guys doing? I don't know what's going. Bills to me was a Jekyll and Hyde. Sometimes they're really, really good. Josh Allen will give you 5 touchdowns. He'll give you only 4 incompletions and 5 touchdowns, and he may rush for a couple of them. And then I see him, he'll be 15 for 35, and I'm like, what are you doing? Maybe and 1 interception. Bills are up and down. They're peaking and they're valleying.
Hey, you kind of making a point because they peaking and they valleying, and Patty Mahomes and the rest of them beat them on a peak because those was one of those nights, and they was doing what they needed to do offensively.
That's fine.
And they still lost.
That's fine. But my whole point at the end of the day was that they never got hot at the right time. They always were peaking and valleying. Yeah, they probably peaked the last 2. Talking about the Bills. Why are we arguing? I'm just telling you my prediction.
I'm talking about the defense, bro. Because you're talking about the Bills' defense. They weren't the most efficient. I've seen them, bro. They were the number 1 defense in the NFL. There's nothing that needs to be said.
You can have bad games.
That's a proven fact.
Yes, and you can also have. They also have bad games. It's
but
also
they just had more. They just had more good than bad. But hold on. Yeah, but I'm gonna say this: that wasn't a bad game. Number 1 on the defensive side, and then on the offensive side, you were talking about they peaked maybe at the right or wrong time, but they definitely peaked when they needed to. They just couldn't overcome. Mm-hmm. So that being said, from what you saw this season, is anything that Joe Burrows have, peak or not, going to peak that? That's what they're going to need to beat the Kansas City.
I mean, they did.
He barely beat it.
They beat the number 1 seed in home in Tennessee. That was a hard game. I mean, now granted, it was Tannehill that they were going against, and I agree that Tannehill is not even Jimmy Garoppolo at this point. So I understand that. However, they still had a good running game that they was able to neutralize. In
the
Bengals.
Henry?
That's not the Bengals' fault. You put in Derrick Henry. It's the job to stop him. And it wasn't like he was like, he was limping the whole time and he gave himself up. No, he was still trying to play. You still stop him at the line. And and this is the thing, they were penetrating the line of scrimmage to get at running back. It doesn't matter if it was Derrick Henry or Foreman. They were getting, like, I get it. He had 60-something yards and 4 carries. But there was 25 carries total, and a lot of times they were penetrating the line of scrimmage to get to the running back. They were stopping it pretty early. So that's not a thing that a superstar running back is going to be able to overcome if your O-line is getting thrashed like that. So I'm just saying.
There's an O-line thrashing and then also a lack of threat from the quarterback.
True, that's fine.
So you can fully commit to that. That's not going to be the case with the Chiefs.
That's totally fine. That's a valid point. On the flip side, Tennessee is a really great defense, right? They're not number one, but they're not trash. They're also really good. So it wasn't like they went against Baltimore Ravens, who's been suspect defense all year, and blah 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 whatever. They went up against a formidable team. They've been beating people on the way into the playoffs. So I'm just saying, based on that, I think they have a better chance. It could be a rhythm thing. It could be I can't say anything more than that. I understand you guys are saying, look, this is Pat Mahomes, this is Kansas City, ain't nothing changed from here to 2 years ago. They won Super Bowl 2 years ago. They went back last year. Ain't much change. It's still the same. It's still the same ensemble. I get it. I'm saying this year's a little bit different. That's all.
Man, stuff has changed, man. Stuff has changed.
Yeah, definitely changed on both sides, good and bad. Yeah,
good. Mahomes is healthy. You're right.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I heard your rebuttal. I appreciate that you went with different with it. I appreciate that.
Okay, I appreciate that y'all appreciate it.
Chris lives. His middle name is different.
Look, man. I just don't look. It's an eye test. I can't tell you anything more than that. It just look like half y'all didn't watch the game.
I watched the game.
Not even to knock it, but did you watch the game? Because when you say you watch the game, sometimes I see how you watch the game. You be at the bar. You be, hey, what's your name? You from Kentucky? I'm from Kentucky too. And are you like the game?
You're from Kentucky?
This is what you say, man. I'm telling you, this is what you say.
Why would I say I'm from Kentucky? That's the worst impression ever. You literally know the state I'm from, but you're gonna use another
I'm sorry,
one.
I don't have a deep voice. You from Kentucky? I'm from Kentucky. I'm not.
But the point was that he wasn't from Kentucky.
Chris moves that goalpost so much, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, Deuce.
Hey man, let's move on.
Number one defense don't mean anything. I'm just gonna say. I just heard that here first. I want to see when Memphis come in number one.
Bro, I know, right?
It's gonna be everything.
I knew they had a number one defense. 2 weeks in a row.
Oh my gosh. Alright, man, let's move on, man. We're deep in the weeds and we all off track. But let's get back on track, man. Let's move on to the NFC, where we had was it the Green Bay number one seed in Lambeau Field. They had to host the 49ers, and outside of that, boring. We wasn't even ready yet. The game ain't even start on our end. Someone didn't tell us to go yet. They got the opening drive. They got a touchdown. It was downhill from there. They couldn't move the ball nowhere. Aaron Rodgers was getting sacked. Nick Bosa was just untying Aaron Rodgers' shoes every chance he got. What was it? 7-3 at half. And it looked like it was dire. You know what I'm saying? The snow started coming down. See, it got a little bit colder. And you know what I'm saying? People started getting a little nervous. Block punt here, pick up fumble there, or pick up kick there, and touchdown. Next thing you know, man, we got ourselves a game, man. So at the end of the day, man, Aaron Rodgers could not pull it out, and the 49ers, the faithful 49ers, Niner gang, bang, bang, came through, and for the fourth time, knocked off Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers hasn't won against the 49ers in playoffs his career. Just to let you guys know. I think I told you guys that. You're not going to win against 49ers. And you guys was like, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback ever. And look what it got you guys. It got you guys looking humble. Just looking like you just forgot. You just forgot where your mama stay, where your daddy stay. where your grandma stay.
What game you want?
Let him finish, because
I'm going to
y'all
sit here.
There was no rebuttal. It was all pre-pod. There was no rebuttals because we were saving it for the moment. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. I just want to hear what you guys got to say for yourself after being so high and mighty about how surefire that the 49ers are going to lose this game. I'll wait.
Wait, you ready? You finished? We want to give you ample time to paint the picture.
I'm sitting here. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm gonna just throw this out there. I'm gonna let Deuce and Dez go at you because they probably defended the Green Bay last time. I didn't have my chance, but just to ride on what Deuce has been saying, they came out and they scored in the third quarter.
They did.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. They got the little lucky leprechaun touch of the third quarter scoring, whatever statistic.
It's weird, man. And Rodgers went 3 and out.
That was a fluke win, man. I don't know what else to say, but my jaw was dropped.
Fluke. Go ahead.
So where you going first with this, Chris? I just want to know what direction you going.
I just want to say this one thing.
It's like the WWE wrestling where everybody want to get in the ring. We just want to know who you talking about.
I just want to mention this one thing. I like how Chris. I love how you said humble pie because it reminds me of when y'all met Mr. Patty Mahomes in the Super Bowl. You remember that?
Yeah, it was 2 years
and ago. Humble pie. If anybody knows humble pie, it's the Niners gang, bang bang Niner crew. Because in that Super Bowl, you were pew pew Niner crew, man. That's why I don't have faith in y'all yet. Y'all like the equivalent of the Clippers, bro. Show me when the big game comes. Because this ain't the first time. This ain't the first time. With Kaepernick took him to the Super Bowl, failed again. So I just want to see what's up, man. Humble pie. You guys know y'all make humble pie. 49ers, home of humble pie.
Y'all saw Garoppolo's face? Man, he was shocked too. Looking,
he was ecstatic. He was just like, bro.
What? Ecstatic? I saw a little bit of like suspense in that ecstatic. Like he was a little like, whoa, we just did that. Yeah, I can't believe it.
Hey, run it back.
Robbie Gold. You know what I'm saying?
He would never want to run that back. You never hear Jimmy C run that.
What are you talking about? This again. We beaten Packers. Like we got their number. Like that's not a thing. So I don't understand.
You don't say what you had to say, Chris.
I mean, what else do you want me to say?
Right.
You want to talk about Debo?
I'm gonna say first and foremost, congratulations to the 49ers, local team. You know, they played their hearts out. The team did what they needed to do to get the victory. I'm gonna give you that, and shout out to you specifically because you boldly proclaimed against all reason that the 49ers were gonna come out with this W, and they did. So we have to congratulate you for that. We have to give you the credit for that. Now, if you were to tell me, and this is a direct quote from Chris, Kyle Shanahan coached his ass off this game. He put his foot in this coach. Tell me again, how did y'all win? Y'all won off a special teams block return for a touchdown. That was the only touchdown. It wasn't Jimmy G. It wasn't that offense.
You want me to answer that?
Twice special teams stepped it up. Yo, they had them shut out.
Offense.
Packers had them shut out. Packers had them struggling shut out.
Yeah.
0 to first, 0 to second, lucky field goal or whatever happened in the third. I don't know what happened in the fourth. I was for 49ers, like Greg said, local team. I was like, okay, I don't want to see y'all go out there and just trash. Put up some fight.
Yes. Let's just be honest. It was just trash. It
was trash in the beginning. It was trash. It was just trash. And they put up a fight. And somehow they won.
Nobody can say it.
Nobody can say any better than that.
Somehow they won.
That is the whole
next game.
Somehow they won.
Somehow at the end of it, I was like, wait, what happened here? It's like the team that won, and then it felt as though played in such a way that they deserved to win. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? What do you mean? They didn't play in such a why would they play? It's like imagine a fight where this guy has the whole fight, get his ass beat, knock down. All of a sudden, some random punch catch a dude off guard, boom, knock him up. He won the match. It's like you won, W is a W. Don't get me wrong. I'm
But
just
you did
saying.
not. You, at no point in that fight until that moment did you think they were gonna win the fight. I agree with you. That's a perfect description because that's exactly how I felt. At no point watching this game I was like, oh boy, the 49ers walking away with this one.
Ooh, watch out. Watch out now.
Oh man.
I do. You doing all this who and ha? Do you have high confidence if the 49ers played like that they'll win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Chris, you did not.
Kev.
Before you mention what you mentioned, let me say one more thing. Aaron Rodgers. This is the first playoff game where Aaron Rodgers has not scored a touchdown. First playoff game, all pass rush. Pass rush on a pass or a touchdown. This is the first game. So I'm just saying, the stars had to align for this to come up the way it came up. Like, this is not going to be a repetitive thing. You're not going to play how they played and go any further. Like, you really believe that?
Kev, how many phases of football are there? There's offense, defense, and special teams.
Talking about the theory. Man, talking about theory, guys. He's talking about the theory of football. We're telling you your team did not score a single touchdown, sir, and you think you can win the Super Bowl without scoring a touchdown.
Your
offense did not score you a touchdown.
Can offense, defense, or special teams score points for your team?
Of course.
Okay.
Anybody can score points.
Okay.
But I'm saying,
man.
Typically,
so
what you're looking to score points is your offense. Can you answer that question?
Yeah, that is just the typical. Like, you don't.
Isn't that kind of like what you expect your offense to do? Isn't that the point of offense?
I like the fact that Chris, that you're putting your hat on the claim that a team who only operates at 1/3 is going to go to the Super Bowl. That's what you're saying.
2/3.
There's 3 parts of the game.
2/3.
3 parts of the game. 1/3 is a good unit, and that's going to take. Right. No one has ever said in the history of Super Bowls, I picked this team because they have a strong
special teams.
Hey.
But you still want a great special teams at the same time. Those things you gotta have, but
you gotta have.
There was something I believe
James be your best unit.
James Brown said. I think he said this on the game day, or maybe it was Bill Cowher. He said, "Your strengths get you into the playoffs. Your weaknesses help you lose a game." It's not my fault that Green Bay Packers has had suspect special teams all year. We never talked about it because they've been winning. But where you need your special team to come out and execute, you had a blocked field goal, which that is ridiculous. At home field. This is in Lambeau. You have a blocked punt and a blocked field goal. That is inexcusable from a special team side of things. I agree with you guys about how the offense looked for the 49ers. It looked, especially the first quarter, it was between Jimmy G throwing the ball accurately and everyone missing it. Maybe because it was cold, because it was hitting Kittle in the hands and just falling. It was hitting Ayuk in the hands and just falling. It was a hot mess. And maybe they had to get used to it. Maybe it was a thing that you had to wake up. I don't know. And then from that to Jimmy G doing Jimmy G things. But like at the end of the day, it ended up like aligning enough to where they could move the ball where they needed to. Now, I granted, it wasn't a great look. I'm not out here saying Jimmy G for president. Look, if we can still upgrade, I'm here for it. But at the end of the day, when it came down, needed to like move the ball enough to score a field goal.
The special teams unit.
Jimmy G. Did Jimmy G move the ball down far enough, fast enough to get in field goal range? Yes or
no? To win the game?
Yes.
Okay.
Win the game.
Yeah.
So
that stretch was beautiful. Yeah.
So it was.
But that's not what But that's not what I proposed to you. I said with that level of offensive play that you saw that night, you don't need to believe that he's gonna be the president. You don't gotta Kanye him. Do you see him as a Super Bowl champion?
Yeah.
The way their offense executed that night.
I see
your face.
I see them. Why did he leave? Maybe he couldn't take the heat.
Move the goalpost for you, bro. Move that goalpost. He asked you about Jimmy goddamn G, and here you go talking about I see them. He asked you about You talking about them?
Well, guess what?
That man started talking about Martin Luther King. He said, "I have a dream." Like, bruh, we ain't on that right now.
Hey, the man went to the fundamentals of the game in 3 parts. Yo,
The man started talking about the theory. He said there's 3 phases.
Look,
whatever it takes.
I
whatever it
answered your
takes.
question directly. The answer was
He
yes.
said yes.
The answer was
What happened to
yes.
Rodgers? What happened to
Because
Rodgers?
what happened to? I don't
Did
know. You gotta
49ers
tell me.
I'm asking, did 49ers happen to Rodgers? Like, what really happened? 49ers happened, or did Rodgers happen to himself?
You know what? I feel like it was the 49ers, but you know what?
Okay.
Someone else may think
Of course.
it was, the weather, which he played in for all his career. So I don't know.
You're a little
I don't know.
biased, maybe.
I still feel like it could have been the weather because I felt like neither. It seemed like one of those games where no offense could get going.
Correct.
And if it was just Jimmy G, we could be like, oh well, there it goes, that's Jimmy G. But if it's Jimmy G and Aaron Rodgers, they really could be the weather. I don't know. I hear you. You make a great point. This is y'all home. If you ain't used to playing at home, where you used to playing at? I get that. So I don't know. I really can't put a finger on what it is. All I know is if that's what I saw, that's cool. It happened. Maybe it was Aaron Rodgers had an off night, whatever it is. But that happens once. You can't win the Super Bowl off that. That's all I'm saying.
Nah.
He's not bad. He was 20 for 29, no interceptions, 225
Yeah.
yards.
Hey.
It wasn't great, but double what Jimmy G did.
It was double what Jimmy G did. I mean, again, it wasn't. Like I said,
Not just double what Jimmy G did, but the offense, again, what I'm saying, because somebody came in here and said Kyle Shanahan coaching. That offense did not do it. It wasn't the offense.
there's 3 phases. Like he coaches all of it. He coaches defense too. He coaches special teams. Like all those things play. Like they go through Shanahan. It should go through Shanahan. So I'm not saying his offense. You look at only at offense, and even then his offense wasn't bad. A lot of the plays that they were making, they were getting good yardage. It would just be maybe they'll either have a penalty or they'll have Garoppolo he threw that pick, whatever that one time.
If we gonna give him everything else, don't penalties come down to him too?
If they're heavily penalized, I agree, because I think that's what I said about Dallas Cowboys. They were getting like false start penalties. The penalties that I saw, there was a couple of holding. I know there was one that was like a face mask that I think Elijah Mitchell had when he was running. He was trying to stiff arm, but his hand got stuck in the face mask, so they called it.
That's not on the coach.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
So I'm not gonna knock him for that, but like I think there was a false start after that pushed him out of field goal range. And I was like, okay, come on guys. But yeah, for the most part, like they're not really a high turnover team. They didn't really turn over. They're not a high penalty team. So, but yeah, to answer your question, yes, I don't think there was a lot of penalties that fell on Shanahan's shoulders this game. So,
okay, I just feel like I'm hearing that he could be a great special tems coach.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I'm hearing.
Good thing.
Way to deduce it to something so minute.
It's a good thing. He's a special teams coach out in
that's what I'm saying. He could
Atlanta.
be a focus and specifically be in a special.
That's what it was.
Because if you're telling me the man got responsibility over all the game, offense, defense, and special teams, and the offense which is that subliminal, maybe you need not be head coach.
Were you saying that in the first half of Dallas game? Or nah? You said, oh, Jimmy G looks kind of great, but we know Jimmy G is gonna be like up and down. So you take it. It is what it is.
That's Jimmy G, but I'm talking about their whole offense.
but the offense is predicated on, when you talk about offense, you're focused on Garoppolo, because it wasn't the run game. The run game was the run game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that wasn't the issue. It was you talked about passing and catching, and like I said, the first quarter, the passing was accurate. The catching was trash. And again, maybe because it was cold, the ball was hard or something more weird like that. But when they finally started getting the rhythm, Jimmy G threw the pick in the end zone, near the end zone, and then they got going again, and then they had a penalty. So like, it was just a sloppy, a slow. I won't say sloppy, but like a slow, just kind of like in the mud game where just things just inevitably happen. I don't know. I couldn't explain it, but at the end of the day, I don't blame that on Shanahan's coaching. I blame that on the elements of the game.
But do we benefit the coaching for the win then?
Do we benefit the? I mean, I would want to say yeah, because I mean, again, it's not because you still have to coach to get down the field when you need to get down the field.
I will say, I mean, we're taking some knocks at Shanahan because he's an easy target because of his laps.
Because of his Super Bowl resume.
Yeah, the highest spotlight, right? But talking about stats, man. The Niners do have the 7th best offense in the NFL, right?
And the 3rd best defense.
So you got to take that into account. He can call plays. It's just whenever that pressure gets high, we don't know what happens.
Well, maybe
we'll see this time.
Maybe he didn't feel pressure in Lambeau because he's used to beating them.
Ooh,
right. It was a lucky.
See, it's this matter of fact. Like, oh yeah, we had this. Y'all ain't have it, bro. Y'all never had it.
It was kind of shaky, man.
No, it was dude.
I love your fit though. I love your fit.
You can tell. You can sit here and say, "Oh, their special teams been suspect all season." That's cool and dandy, but to get a block that is recovered for a touchdown, even if they were to get just a block or unsuccessful or they muffed it, sure. But that's what put y'all over. That one, the only touchdown for the special teams. That's it.
That's all we needed. I understand what you're saying, but you know what? We do just enough to win, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. I know that's all y'all needed, and it didn't come from the offense. Is my point. That's the scary part because you want to win the Super Bowl. It's all you needed, and it didn't come from the offense. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
So expect it to come. So you think the special teams are gonna carry them to the Super Bowl?
No,
next
I think between the defense and the special teams and then the offense,
the three.
We're going to have enough of an edge over whoever we gotta go.
He wasn't even gonna include the offense in his calculation.
No, because Deebo Samuel is killing. Brandon Ayuk is still contributing.
Yeah, that's true. Your run game.
And Kerry Kittle. But yeah, Kittle is still out here killing, man. So,
that was the other big highlight. I think towards the end of the game, 2 players went down. Deebo Samuels and Kittle.
Yeah,
they said they're both good to go.
But they're good to go. They had a post-game interview. At least Deebo did. He said he's fine. I think he just I think he rolled his ankle or something a little bit, but I think he said he's fine because he was out there talking to the reporters. So. But yeah, man, that's anything else y'all want to say. I mean, this is y'all should be celebrating. But again,
it was exciting. It was
good. Yeah.
It was weird.
It was a thing.
It was a weird, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Kev, I like how you said in the beginning, man. Like somehow they won.
Somehow they won. That's it.
By any means necessary.
It was a head scratcher. I'm gonna call it that.
Well, you know what, man. When you execute, sometimes you gotta be a little bit lucky. So
of course, that's part of it. So yeah, I don't get me wrong for celebrating the win, man. Like
oh yeah.
So
I don't mind the celebrations. The delusion is it's
the delusion.
I mean, just for a fact. Here's a stat. NFL field goals blocked by percentage per team. Chris is putting his whole Niners all this stuff on a blocked field goal, right? Bruh. Green Bay, out of all the field goals they kicked, only 11% were blocked. So, 11%, bro. That's what you hanging your hat on. Wow.
Hey,
out of all
11%.
Exactly. You don't look at the 89%. I look at the. I'm in the 11. I don't know about you.
I'm like, that's a lot. We can get in. There's a hole in their system. We can exploit it. So
y'all got in
that's
twice. But even then, y'all got in twice.
We got a punt, block, and a field goal.
Keep in mind, Green Bay is the worst ranked team. I'm just okay.
Okay, so again, their offense is really good with 3 players. Their defense is okay, and their special team is trash. That's where they got exploded at. Why
So
y'all
like the
ain't-
opposite of the Niners.
Yeah.
No, our defense is first. Our offense is and our first team's about tied.
I hate that, bro. I was like a knock that glass. There's no nothing in that glass. I hope
Yes,
so.
it is. It got a little bit left. A little sweet.
You got it. Bit.
That's his back watching the glass, bro.
Let's close on this last game because y'all tripping.
Yeah.
All right, man. These Bucs, man. I know, man. Y'all just wanted to harp on the Niners, man. But anyways, let's move on to the Bucs and the Rams, man. This was an interesting game. I mean, the Rams just jumped out and was just giving it to the Bucs. Like, they were all in Brady's face. They were touching him all the time. He got a little busted lip. He got upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how, man, physical they were. Rams just came out. I think it was like 20-3 by halftime. It was crazy. And then second half just happened. I don't know. Like I feel like they just stopped trying or something, because slowly but surely the Buccaneers started coming back. The Rams started fumbling the ball, and I don't even, like, I feel like everyone who had a chance to touch the ball fumbled. Like, it was like, you know what, I don't want this no more. And then like it was just giving Brady a chance, and it gave Brady a chance to tie the game. And it only took Matt Stafford from Georgia to throw a deep pass to Cooper Kupp to
Top 5, baby. Top 5.
yeah, from Georgia to
Top 5.
throw them into position to where they can kick a field goal and keep Brady out of the overtime. Because we know what happened if Brady goes into overtime.
Oh,
Undefeated, never lost.
Good bit.
So Rams, man, they escaped, man, by their own, manifestation of bad luck or whatever you want to call it, just being sloppy, and escaped the Buccaneers, and now they're on the way to the NFC Championship to meet the 49ers, man. So, what do y'all got about this game? Deuce, man, what you got?
Yeah, I like how you mentioned that last play, man. Stafford and Kupp. I talked about this in the pre-pod. The thing that confused me, you call the cornerback blitz, right? Oh, back up. You left Kupp isolated with your best cornerback. You shifted your defense to the other side of the field. Kupp made your best cornerback look like a child. Okay? Next play. The next play. You call the blitz. Kupp is lined up at the slot. You keep that blitz where you're blitzing the cornerback that's checking Kupp. Okay, what does that mean? Now your safety has to check Kupp. Your safety has to check Kupp. Kupp just made your best cornerback look like a child the previous play. I don't understand that mental lapse at that specific time for Tampa Bay and why they stuck with that play. Because I imagine it was called before. When they saw the lineup, audible. I don't understand that, because as we know, Brady is Mr. Comeback Kid, and he did exactly what he's paid to do. Mm-hmm. And they just gave it away. That is the most bizarre defensive calling I've seen like this weekend. I don't understand.
So educate me, for example, does and the safety. So you're saying the safety just won't be equipped to handle Kupp, like he would just be less equipped than a corner?
Well, corner is kind of supposed to be the better, defender, because that's just their sole purpose is to, kind of defend the wide receiver. Where the safeties are kind of in that zone out in the depth, just capturing whoever goes over the top. So, it's just like they say, corners are not wide receivers because they can't catch. There's a reason safeties are safety. They're really good. They're great at what they do, but a cornerback is just built for that. It's supposed to be.
And to even put it in another way, some cornerbacks, as they grow older, they become safeties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
That makes a lot of sense too, because as a corner, from the second the wide receiver get off the line, you got to be on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As a safety and the free, you kind of over the top, trying to make the tackle if they get the catch or make a play to break it up.
I see you. I knew a safety personally in college, and he was the top top shit on the field all the time. You know, he's like nothing get past him. He runs the defense. In fact, he feels like he's the best out there.
That's also another thing too, because you may not, for whatever reason they put you at safety, it could also be just the way that you kind of see the defense.
And you can see the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So
there's a lot of opportunities to make interceptions, break up plays from that position as well.
Exactly. And that's how nothing get past me.
Not to play down the safety, because at the end of the day, you're usually the very last line of defense.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they're not just putting anybody out there.
Nah. And like you said, you have more time to react to the play, kind of like how Chris took forever to answer that one basketball play. They have more time, but they do call the audibles, which once again, I don't know why Tampa didn't do that. That was so confusing to me.
And I answered the question. That's also confusing to me.
After half an hour.
So, all right, that's fine. Anything else? Anyone? I don't know. I saw the reduce.
Reduce, man. We talking. We just.
Yeah. I mean, it's always surprising to see Brady out. Rams did what they needed to do. Come out, start strong, try and keep Brady out of it. Obviously, in the second half, they made mistakes, but unlike the Falcons, they were able to keep it pushing and keep him out. What we saw here was a good game, good effort by Brady. Like we said, you never count him out. He did get banged up. He still found a way.
Yeah.
Better job by the Rams by coming out strong and, doing what they needed to do to finish.
Yeah, the thing that stuck out the most to me about this game was two things. One, they never let the referee decide the game, the Rams. But also the Rams do what Rams things. Sometimes they play really well and they execute, and sometimes they want to give you the ball, and I don't understand why. So, to me, this is a microcosm of what the Rams season is. They be really good, really efficient, really effective, and then they just start being like, you know what? I feel like recording a studio album. I don't really feel like playing football no more. And then they go and do that, and then they start losing. And it's just weird.
Because they had that slump.
So
they had the slump. Yeah.
So the Rams are really good. Matthew Stafford's not top 5, but I mean he's somewhere. And Odell Beckham, he actually showed up. So he did all right. Cooper Kupp, like I said, everyone played well except for Cam Akers out here gifting balls, but everyone seemed to play well. The defense was on point. I mean, gosh, like I said, they were in Brady's pocket. Brady could not breathe without thinking about where everyone was, whether it was freaking Von Miller, whether it was Floyd, whether it's freaking bad
Aaron Donald, baby. Hey, he was in his hip pocket the whole game. I swear. Hello, Brady.
They just took up residency.
Question for y'all. So obviously, great pass rusher between the three guys that you stated right there. Mm-hmm. Do y'all feel versus the 49ers that their run defense is also really good? Because they can put the pressure on Jimmy G, but Jimmy G's not the biggest threat.
So
unfortunately on the offense.
So I mean, we can get into that because they are going to meet. So I mean, we can jump right into it, man. I mean,
I do want to give a shout out to Ndamukong Suh. He played his heart out, caused at least 2 fumbles, I remember. Mm-hmm. So he did a good job, man. I like Suh. I just like him from Detroit, man. I just want to give a shout out to Suh playing his heart out.
He was on the Dolphins too, right?
Yeah,
he was on the Dolphins first too.
There was an interesting play I did see. Now that you're out here throwing out honorable mentions, Jason Pierre-Paul had this play where everyone was in formation, and then he just randomly jumps off sides, he just launches off the side, off the line. And it's crazy because, from our point of view, it's like, okay, that's offside, unless there was a false start and no one saw it. But as soon as he did it, he started pointing. And he was like, the play clock struck 0. And so he was like, I know you have to, it's going down, you're going to have to hike it before it hits 0. And so he just launched and did, but it was to kind of make the referee pay attention to the game clock. I thought that was interesting. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So and that's what they did, and they actually called a delay of game. I was like, oh my god, that was interesting.
It was good.
Yeah, that's some veteran stuff. But y'all see, man, like the Rams, it's gonna be a West Coast NFC Championship. The Rams and the 49ers, man. Who y'all got? Now y'all
NorCal versus SoCal, baby. What?
Yeah. What y'all got, man? Are y'all all going for the Rams, or y'all gonna?
I usually don't support anything SoCal, but I'm gonna just have to go with the Rams. I'll root for the 49ers, but in terms of who I think will actually win, it gotta be the Rams.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, low-key, I root for the 49ers. At the same time, they say that the 49ers have the Rams season. I don't know. Let's see, because I'm hoping to see them prove wrong as well. Like, man, I don't like anybody saying you got my number, because I can improve, I can change, I can adapt. So let's see if they actually make some changes, make some adjustments, and shut all that noise down. Because I think Matthew Stafford is playing pretty well. I would like to see some success with it.
Are you going with them too?
I'm going.
Listen, I love the Bay. I love the Bay, and I kind of like with Red, man. I don't want to side with SoCal, man. That new fancy stadium they have, man. The Rams left St. Louis. I don't want to do that, man. But Stafford, I like Stafford since he got in the league. I like the moves in Georgia. And they just have this star power, man. They have this immense talent. And it kind of goes back to what you said, Chris, because they have that talent. Sometimes they take the foot off the gas, right, and coast, knowing, we can flip that switch again and jump back in. I do believe after this Tampa Bay game, they're going to watch the film, and they're going to come out razor sharp, man. And for what I've seen from the Niners, who, as you said, only 1/3 of the team showed up to play.
I didn't say that.
He said 2/3. You gotta get our fractions.
You said 1/3.
You're right. 2/3. Okay, my bad. I didn't hear that part. 2/3 of the team showed up to play, man. I think I'm putting my hat with the Rams, man. So I'm choosing. My only concern would be that run defense, because the Niners can run the ball, but ain't nobody worried about Jimmy G.
There's something that we also didn't mention. Like, I know we talked about earlier when we were talking about 49ers, but just in this comparison that we just did, I don't hear people saying, negative things, in the atmosphere about Sean McVay.
Hey, and he almost gave up a 20-3 lead to Tom Brady.
Almost.
But he didn't do it. Tom Brady almost lost the Super Bowl against. I don't want to go there.
A lot of people. Almost.
I was a little relieved to see them pull this one out, man. Because at the same time, like, don't bet against Brady, man. The whole time I'm watching the game, although they've been out of it, I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and say the Rams got it. I just won't.
And it still came within 3.
Yeah, right. They're still caught up, and at that point, I felt a pit in my stomach. Like, please don't tell me he'll do it again. Please don't tell me he'll do it again. Especially when he plays so well. It's almost like the opposite of what happened with the Niners. It's like I felt Packers should have come away with that. Sad for them. Same thing with this one. If Bucs ended up winning, I would have felt bad for the Rams, because you played the game to win. What happened? What happened?
Man, I thought y'all would have figured this out by now.
We slow, Chris.
The Rams have not beaten this season the 49ers.
True.
We beat the Rams to make it into the playoffs this season. We know how to beat the Rams. Kyle Shanahan, for all of the hate that you guys want to give for his, shortcomings, he owns practically all the young NFL coaches. Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay. Why it's just like I'm trying to help you guys. Like, look, it's
like
nothing.
You don't want the help.
It's like, look, it's the same thing with the Bengals, man. Look, I'm trying to show you guys that there's an energy that is resonating, and if it resonates at the right frequency, it's hard to break that resonance. So,
that's true.
Look,
facts.
we've seen the Rams just like I told you about the Packers. We've seen Aaron Rodgers. Y'all always talk about Aaron Rodgers, and I said it's gonna be cold. It ain't gonna be no passing game. And I mean, he passed well, but I mean, he couldn't kick the ball. I didn't predict that. I can tell you that much. And I'm saying it again with the Rams. The Rams, they are on and off switch. Sometimes they turn it on, and then sometimes they want to do a rap album. And they go out there and they go in the studio. So,
man, we in the conference championships. I think if it's any time to expect somebody to show up with it on, I'm just saying, if there's any time I expect you, I ain't saying because I expect it, you will do it.
Yeah.
But I expect you at this point in time in the championships, you got to be on.
And
I don't know what y'all got to do. Take your ginkgo, take your vitamins. Make sure your mental clarity is there, please. I want no slips.
You're right, and we should expect Jimmy Garoppolo to play better. You should play. You should play like he did last conference championship he was in 2019 when he beat the Packers.
Hey, Chris Shanahan got the answers. I want to know. Y'all beat them at home, blew them out in Levi. Y'all beat them again in SoFi by 3.
Overtime, which is
in overtime.
Yeah,
that sounds like a lot of confidence, bro.
It sounds like a change.
You're at home. You're expected to win, and also they actually upgraded because they got Von Miller since then, and we still beat them with Von Miller on the team. And they also got Odell Beckham, and we beat them with Odell Beckham on the team. So it went from a blowout to a 3-point overtime win, but it's a win.
But think about series, right? If we had a 5-game series, which we haven't seen in a long time, so let's go with 7-game series. That's what we're more used to. If a team wins the first 2 games, are we saying it's a wrap?
Yeah, you're not expecting a sweep.
Yeah,
especially if that next game was like neck and neck. You know, like, oh, I got this in the back, we got that. Like, I'd never seen that one.
So I'm just saying,
man. But this season has been like this playoffs has been like a playoff of breaking trends. Green Bay never lost at home. Boom. Brady never lost when he did the fourth quarter comeback. Boom. This is breaking trends, man. So the fact that you guys have always beaten the Rams this season, I think that breaking trend thing is going to hold up, man.
That's what you're going to hang your hat on breaking trends.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I feel like it's time.
Also,
I go back to the series thing. It's time.
Also,
after you beat me 2 games, man, I'm making an adjustment. Hey, I'm not going to let you do that a third time.
Someone should have told that to Aaron Rodgers. All right, so y'all not going to change.
It was a bad game.
He's been.
Hey,
it was 0-3.
We're not psychics out here. We're not psychics out here, man. We could stay here all day and watch these guys play and all their stats and how great they are.
I'm going to come in next week and do the same thing. Okay, all right.
Like a block punt, and a run for a field goal. Like stuff happens. Like who predicts that?
Nobody.
I mean,
nobody.
Nah, okay, that's fine. Yes, you're right. No one predicts it, but guess what? Everyone plays to the fullest of their capacity.
Let's see. Yeah, man, you're right.
So we'll be here at the same time next week. I'm gonna have to go through the same rant over again. And you're gonna tell me how lucky I am because Jimmy G is trash and blah blah blah.
I can't wait to see you cry next week. I cannot wait to see you cry. Oh, what? I'm gonna give you a Rams jersey. How much they going for, man?
Shut down the studio.
Alright, man, let's wrap this up, man. Shout outs, Redspin, what you got, man?
Hey, shout out to the 49ers again. I wish them continued playoff success, even though I don't expect it. I still wish it though. They've been a great team, serving the fans for a few years, putting some good runs, putting activists in front of us for as long as they let them play. But that's all I'm gonna say. Thanks for joining us. Sorry we're a little bit late sometimes, but we here. That's it.
Cool. Okay, what you got?
Yeah, man. Like the boy just said, thank you for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Who am I going for? 49ers. Like where I said, man, I'm with him on that. Like they're local. I just feel like this, there's this energy inside. Like I want to see y'all be successful, but at the same time, I'm being realistic with what I've seen just more recently. And you know me, Chris, I'm no expert in this, so I'm basing this off of very airy stuff right now. I ain't got the tangibles in place.
Gotcha.
So
You,
if you go ahead.
now I'm gonna say you're excused because I understand you're a very casual fan.
I appreciate that. So I'll put where the energy is, man. My energy has been in Matthew Stafford at the beginning of the season. That slump changed things up a little bit, but at the same time, I love the way he started and I expect it to continue.
Cool.
Everybody else in there, we're gonna watch and see what's what. But for all who's watching, let us know what y'all think. Let us know who you think is gonna win. Put your predictions in, and we'll see how it stack up against ours.
All right.
Thank you for staying tuned. Stay with us. We here.
All right, Kurt, go. Deuce, go for it, man. I'm gonna take a nap.
You know what? I'll give you something nice, man. Since the Niners are like a running team, right? Because we know Jimmy G is just there to take Instagram shots, man, and the special teams are waiting for their special moment, bro. Since they're a running team, man, do you guys know who is the only running back to win MVP? Walter Payton, baby. Sweetness. So, not that you guys have a running back that's capable of doing that on the Niners, but you guys have a collection of people that generally try hard to run the ball, man. So, I give you that.
We only have a rookie who already broke franchise records for a rookie in rushing, but that's fine. Go for it.
Go Rams.
Wow.
Wow.
We've seen those rookie highlights sometimes that fall flat.
Yeah.
Caught on.
We seen sophomore lowlights too. So.
No, I mean that's
Yeah.
fine. We'll wait until next year to talk about that. But you know what? This year we're gonna talk about the highlights. So
I like how the skull cap got low on your forehead, like the Niners' chances of winning next week, bro.
Wow.
Shout
Shout out to Ray J. Shout out to Ray J.
Man, I'm gonna give Chris some props on this. It ain't that low. They have a better chance of beating the Rams than they did.
Oh yeah.
That game in first place. So
Fact.
thank you guys.
he's banking on something. He's banking on something.
Yeah, I'm banking on a season's worth of evidence. I don't know. This guy's banking on his love for a top 5 quarterback out of Georgia who beat his team. Did y'all know that he's not even from Alabama? Roll Tide. But that's another story for another day. I won't break that news here. I'll break the news another day.
Who's not from Alabama?
This guy, Deuce right here. He what school you graduated from?
I went to Alabama.
No, what school? What school?
And I was born in Birmingham because you said I'm not from Alabama.
What
Let's
school?
get the statement correct.
What school
You
did
said
you
I'm not
what
from
school?
Alabama.
Anyways.
You didn't say what school I went to. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama. UAB Hospital. Holla back. From Alabama, baby.
That's what I thought.
No.
Oh
What
no,
school
not
did
the
he?
birthday movement. He wants the birth certificate.
Hey, you just Obama me, bro.
So I'm not even going to go down that. I know you gotta.
Let me bring your goalpost back out.
You got this. You got this fetish, man, for Matthew
I know
Stafford,
that.
man. I know, man. It's like that Stockholm syndrome because they, they had your number for a while, Alabama. But anyways, so I understand that. Look, I'm gonna do the same thing again next week. I'm gonna come down with the same attire. I'm gonna explain to you why.
I love it for you though, because this reminds me, that year that Miami Heat broke all expectations, and I was just, we gonna win the next one.
Yeah.
And we was winning.
Yeah.
We got some injuries and we stopped winning. But ride the waves, man.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Chris was very cognizant at that point to the fact that it wasn't expected, and it was like, but here.
That's why he waited until the W to purchase the goods. I saw the bag.
I waited until. Oh my god!
All reason going out the window right now.
Like I said, I see the tag, bro.
Hey, I keep my tags on, man. That's all good.
On your scullies?
Yeah.
Or your clothes?
Yeah. No, just my scullies. Cause it don't rain out here, man. So it's all good.
Okay.
So anyways, man. thank everyone for joining, man. Hopefully you liked it, you enjoyed it, the banter. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit the thumbs up, do all that stuff. 5 stars on the audio side, please. And yeah, man, we be here every Tuesday. So until next Tuesday, guys, y'all deuces, man.